Hey, if you suffer from panic attacks or if you have anxiety that tries to dominate your life, that's taking away your smile in any way, then this is the strangest but most important video that you will have ever seen. I'm going to be using my whiteboard and even a tiger to explain how to stop panic attacks from dominating your life, how to stop anxiety when it starts to flow through your body, when you start to feel it and think, oh no, why now? Or what if? That's the moment that you have a very important choice to make, and I'm going to teach you what to do at that time to stop a panic attack from happening. And the reason why I can help you with that is because I've had panic attacks for 14 years, from the age of 9 till the age of 23. I overcame my panic attacks a long time ago in 2004, and they never ever came back. And I've been helping other people ever since. I've helped thousands of people all over the world. I have a best-selling book on Amazon. I have a course, an audio and a video course that my clients follow from home, where they can watch videos and listen to me on their mobile phones, and that way actually learn how to conquer their panic attacks and how to overcome anxiety that when it tries to dominate their life. So my name is Geert, that's a Flemish name, unpronounceable in English. It's because I was born in Europe, and I'm going to really explain how you can stop a panic attack when it occurs, because that's the moment where you have to do it. It's when the panic attack tries to come, when the anxiety comes, that you're probably making it worse with the thoughts that you currently have and with the way that you respond to it. But there is a different way, and I'm going to explain it. But first, let me explain what anxiety is, how it functions, and what choices we can make. Let me tell you something. It always starts with a first symptom. So you get a symptom. That's the way that you know that you have anxiety. You feel something, and what you feel is different for everyone. I had a pounding heart, I had a dry mouth, I had vertigo, dizziness, lightheadedness, I had nausea, I would get a red skin, I would start to sweat, I was afraid that I was going to faint, I was afraid I was going to throw up, I had a lot of problems with my digestion, I had pain sometimes as well, and so I had a whole range of symptoms, and the list of the symptoms you can have because of anxiety is actually this long in a very small font size. So there's a lot of things you can feel because of anxiety. But there's something special that happens. If you and I would be walking around in the jungle and we would be watching the beautiful flowers and the parrots that can apparently speak, so they would be talking to us, which is kind of weird. But then all of a sudden we see a tiger right in front of us. And not a cute little one like this one from Winnie the Pooh, but you would see a real tiger in front of you. What would happen? We're standing there and there's a real tiger in front of us, and it's pretty clear that he's hungry and he has seen us. At that moment, our body is going to launch the fight or flight response. So our body is going to do everything it can to keep us alive, to allow us to fight that tiger, that's obviously a bad idea, or to run away, or to climb a tree, which is something we shouldn't do because tigers can climb trees as well. So we would get all of those sensations in our body because of the fight or flight response. So we would also get a lot of symptoms because of the fight or flight response. Our heart would start to pound really fast because our blood goes to our muscles so we can fight or run away. We would feel some lightheadedness, some dizziness because the blood is not in the brain, it's in the muscles. Our digestion stops, so we might feel a lot of things here, but what we're not going to do is look at each other and say something like, "Woo, I feel really bad. I hope that everything is okay with me. Should I call somebody?" No, there's a tiger in front of us, so our entire intention is going to that tiger. We're not going to worry about the symptoms that we're feeling because of the fight or flight system. But what happens when you feel a symptom as you're just simply minding your own business in the supermarket? Or you're sitting in a meeting room trying to pay attention, trying to make sure the other people don't see that you feel bad? What happens when you're in an airplane, when you're in a restaurant, when you're in a supermarket? Don't know if I already said that. If you're anywhere and you don't see a tiger, hopefully. So you're somewhere and you feel a symptom. Well, what will happen then? It'll feel as if I know you with what I'm about to explain. You'll start to ask questions like, why? Why is this happening? Why is this happening here? Please, not now. I hope these other people are not going to see it. I mean, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening? Now, these are obviously anxious thoughts. Because of this, you are going to get more anxiety. Can you see what's going on here? It all started on a physical level, but here we start to add the mental level. Here we start to add thoughts that are actually going to increase our anxiety, as I'm about to explain to you. And this is the point where we will be able to prevent a panic attack from happening. So I'm first going to continue, but then I'm going to explain to you how to stop a panic attack, and it's right about here that we need to do it. So that'll be important. But you get more anxiety because of the questions that you're asking yourself. But because of all those questions and because of that anxiety, our body will launch more of the fight or flight response. Remember, the fight or flight response is exactly what you would feel if you would meet a real tiger. So it's simply your body responding to the anxiety. You are saying to your body, danger, danger, there is a danger, and your body says, okay, great. I'm going to launch the fight or flight response for you. I'm going to prepare you for that dragon or that alien or that ghost or Elvis. I don't know who you saw, but I'm going to prepare you for that. Now, because the fight or flight response kicks in, remember what happened when we met the tiger? We had a whole range of symptoms. Yes. So what happens here is really silly, and this is actually a malfunctioning, something that's malfunctioning in our body. We get more symptoms. So the thing that scared you in the first place is going to increase. Now guess what? You're still trying to mind your own business here, but the symptoms are increasing. So what would any normal person do? Well, you say, why? What is going on? At first I thought it might be something that's not really bad, but it's increasing. So it might be bad. It must be bad, otherwise it wouldn't be increasing, right? Why is this happening to me? Who can I call? Who are you going to call? Huh? What am I going to do about this? You see what happens here? We choose, and this is always a choice, we choose to add additional anxious thoughts. Now because of that, guess what any normal body would do? It is going to raise your anxiety. And hang on here, because I'm coming to an important conclusion here. So you get more anxiety because of these thoughts right here. Really silly. Now, because of the anxiety that goes up, your body says, you are actually communicating to your body, there's not just one tiger in front of me. No, there's a dozen of them and they haven't eaten for months. They want to have me for breakfast, lunch, and then some. So what your body does is it says, okay, I get it. I'm going to launch more of the fight or flight response because, it is apparently really dangerous. So you get more symptoms. They continue to increase, and as you go round and round, like the song says, what will happen is that you will launch a panic attack. And I was really good at this. I think if there would be a championship of going through this cycle, then I probably would win, and you might be really good at this too. This is how you launch a panic attack. It starts with a simple feeling of anxiety or a sensation that you don't like or that you hoped to not get in a certain area or location, but because of our thoughts, we increase it until it explodes into a panic attack. And that's the crucial part. It is not where you are that creates the panic attack. So in my case, in the past, my panic attacks were specific to certain locations, restaurants, airplanes, movie theaters, in my car, all of these locations. And I always thought it was because of the location. It's because I'm there that I get a panic attack. No, it's because of me that I had a panic attack. And this is something that you might not want to hear, but this is good news. Because if it's your fault, then it means that you can stop it too. The power to stop panic attacks is already inside of you. You don't need a miracle. You don't need special medications or special odors or whatever they're trying to sell you. You don't need any of that. The power is in you. So where do we stop this? Well, if we can stop the cycle, then there won't be a panic attack. Do you agree? So we need to stop the cycle, and we are going to stop the cycle. We need to make sure that we stop this first thing of anxiety here, the first inch of anxiety that we feel. So here it starts with a certain feeling. This is actually already a little bit of anxiety as well, but it can stay at that level if you want. At that point, you can decide, okay, I'm not going to start asking all of these "why is this happening" questions, because then I'm going to increase the anxiety, and I do not want this. I'm going to choose to accept what I'm feeling. I don't like it. I don't need to like what I'm feeling. I prefer to not have it, but I'm not going to get afraid of it. My body is responding to something, and it probably has a reason to respond to something. It's because I am somewhere and I don't really like it here. It's because I've had an anxious thought before. I mean, there is a reason why I'm feeling this, but there is no tiger. And please check to make sure, but there is no tiger, so I don't need to launch my fight or flight response. Now let me tell you something else, another secret. There are certain ingredients that can cause these symptoms. The symptoms that launch the panic attack, the symptoms that give you anxiety. So part of the cure for panic attacks, if you want, is to not eat those ingredients. And if you ever come to my website, ilovepanicattacks.tv, I'm going to give you the full list of ingredients that you need to avoid the symptoms. But let me give you one right here. Chocolate, for instance, contains cacao. In cacao, we can find caffeine. Caffeine obviously gives us jitteriness, gives us some anxiety, but chocolate also contains, in the cacao, a little substance called theobromine. And theobromine actually increases the heart rate and makes us really jittery as well. So the combination of caffeine and theobromine actually prepares us for these first symptoms. Another substance is aspartame, artificial sweeteners. I had a lot of headaches in the past as well. I visited my doctor on a weekly basis, had a brain scan done because I was always afraid that I had a certain disease. I had a lot of why and what if thoughts all the time, so I had no confidence, not only in myself, but not in my body and not in my doctor either. So I had a lot of these thoughts, and in my case, I had these headaches because of the aspartame. So the ingredients that you eat might play a very big role in the anxiety and the panic attacks that you might be having. So the solution is actually on two levels. So first of all, you need to make mental decisions to not increase the anxiety, and you need to take care of certain ingredients that you should avoid. But this is the important part here, and this is how you stop a panic attack. It all happens here by not launching the fight or flight response and by not fearing the fear. That's the problem when you have panic attacks. You fear the fear. I still remember that if I would have to go somewhere in the future and I knew, I hope I don't get a panic attack there. I hope I will feel well there, and I hope I won't get anxious or feel any of those symptoms, because then what are other people going to think? The simple thought of that was enough to start anticipating it, to have a lot of fear of the fear, and because of that, I obviously had panic attacks. I lied awake at night. When the moment then came, I was a nervous wreck and I was really susceptible to panic attacks because of that. All of this to explain to you that when you have panic attacks, there's nothing wrong with you. Your alarm system is not regulated in the way that it should be, and you can reprogram it. You need to make some choices. That's how it works. And if this video has helped you and you would like to get more, join me on ilovepanicattacks.tv. I'll quickly explain why I love panic attacks. I overcame my panic attacks in 2004, had them for 14 years, and they had seriously messed up my life. But because of this, when I overcame them, small things that other people take for granted, like sitting in a meeting room. I mean, seriously, participating in a meeting is something that gave me a smile. Sitting in an airplane, in my car, in a restaurant, in a movie theater, shopping for groceries, all of these things that I previously feared, that I really did with a pounding heart and with anxiousness, I could now do them with a smile on my face, because other people take these things for granted. But for me, each and every time I did it in a calm way, it was like a victory. So every day became a victory. Just imagine what you would feel like if you no longer have those panic attacks or that anxiety. Is it possible that every day will become better than normal people have their days because you've had panic attacks? See? That's kind of silly, but that's why I love panic attacks. If it weren't for those panic attacks, I wouldn't be walking around with a smile on my face 24/7 now, and I owe it to the panic attacks. They've made me stronger than I would have ever been without them. And I'm sure that you are very strong at the moment that you're watching this video as well, but when you overcome your panic attacks and your anxiety, you will feel that there's so much we can do in our lives with our minds. If you want to overcome panic attacks, you need to use your mind, and I'm here to teach you how to do that. I hope this video has already helped you, has given you a couple of actionable tips that you can start to use. If you want more, come and join me on ilovepanicattacks.tv. You can find the audio course there that my clients follow from home. There's some free help as well. I've got the newsletter where I send out more videos and tips that you can use. It's my mission to help as many people as I can who suffer from panic attacks, because I overcame them and I want to help you too. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've loved making it for you, and I hope to see you on my website.